Alright, welcome to Chongqing. This is a city that I actually heard about from Western photographers before I heard it from Chinese relatives. And they refer to it as the real-life Cyberpunk City. And you'll see in a bit later on in the video why. Because at night, the city looks absolutely nuts. Today, we're going to be walking around a bit during the day to check out the landscapes and the insanely dense sort of building structures that you can see here. And then at night we're going to check out the famous cyberpunky nightscapes that everyone's talking about. Let me show you guys where we're having lunch today. It's quite an interesting one. It actually used to be a bunker back in the World War II days, and they converted it into a cool hot pot restaurant. And the hot pot is one of the dishes that Chongqing is well known for. It's basically a bunch of tasty food in a really spicy broth. I think the interior design is quite cool in this place. This did actually used to be a legit, war bunker back in the days where the Japanese were dropping bombs on China. Show you this place. The people of Chongqing are known to eat things that are spicy AF, so let's see how we actually do today. Alright, just had lunch. That was spicy as hell, just as expected, but it was really tasty. I did really enjoy it. Also really cool setting, the fact that the whole restaurant was in a cave. I thought that was pretty neat. Now, we're gonna go check out this famous spot, which is basically a tube equivalent here in China, but the unique thing is that it's going through like apartment blocks or like this building, and never really seen that before. It makes sense because Chongqing is a mountain city, so everything's on a slope. So sometimes you'll be walking on like the ground floor, there's a road, you enter a building, you get a lift like 7 floors up, you exit the building and you're on the road again. It is also absolutely boiling, so I'm going to try and avoid staying out too long during the day today because I need to conserve my energy to get some awesome night shots later. But for now, let's get some day shots. I do quite like this rail in the sky. It does look kind of mad. If we follow along this track, which we are, we're going to eventually reach the point where the tube goes into a building. That's the shot that we're trying to get today. I kind of like this, where the grapevines are almost consuming this big asphalt concrete pillar that we created as a base for the tube going above overhead. It's almost like nature is fighting back the urbanization of the area. I can already see a sea of people across the street there, which is a sign that we're probably almost at the photo opportunity. Here you can see the tube goes into that building, the Liziba station, and across the street, as expected, with any photo opportunity here in China, it is packed with tourists. Imagine how many photographers there are about. I feel like photography seems to be a much more common thing here in China than it is in the West. Seeing a lot of people with DSLRs or SLR cameras. I will try and get some pictures of people. Okay, here it comes. That's the train we've been waiting for. I'm gonna follow it across. Get ready here, get my exposure. Sweet. Pretty happy with that. Got a couple of Song Kongs knocking about. They must be boiling in that costume. It's actually quite tricky getting photos of people because there's always people walking between you and your subject. Alright, I need to relax. There's a sensory overload out here. The noise, the heat, everything. It can get quite overwhelming at times, can't lie. Okay, we have stepped into what seems to be a completely abandoned shopping mall. It's kind of creepy, to be honest. It's a little bit eerie looking. I haven't seen a lot of shops that are open, but the reason that we are in this abandoned shopping mall is apparently there's a really cool bookstore located inside of this building. So we're going to try and find that. I saw it online as one of the top photo spots here in Chongqing. But yeah, I didn't realize that it would be in a location like this. It's really strange actually. I've never seen a shopping mall this big be completely empty. Most of the shops are just not open anymore. But I think this is it. There's a good chance that I'm gonna have to do the next segment quiet, because if it's more of a library vibe, then I don't want to be intrusive. Hey, Editor Jimmy here. Just letting you know that if you like the look of the colors in the shots that I'm showing in this video, and if you want to edit in a similar style, you can do so for just a $5 by getting your hands on a preset pack. In this POV, I'm mostly using presets from my film and street packs. Presets save me a ton of time when editing all these shots, freeing up more time to do what I love, taking the actual photos. So, if you want to save some time editing or try out some new looks, feel free to check out my website. Okay, cool. See that cluster of old looking buildings? We're gonna head in there because that is a bit of a photography hotspot as well. It's called Samyang. I think something like White Elephant area. There's this cool cable car line that you see, and they have these red carts. I'm not sure what they're called, but if you stand inside of the old building, you can get a really cool shot basically of one of them. That's what we're gonna try. I think people like this, the old sort of grungy aesthetic that it's got. Despite how tall this building is, there's actually no escalators at all. So it's going to be a bit of a stair-heavy motive. Ooh, I like this zigzaggy staircase. That's quite cool. That's a cool spot for a telephoto portrait. As is common here in Chongqing, there's multiple simultaneous photo shoots happening at all times. And it's very easy to spot popular photo locations because there's a higher density of Chinese people. And it's easy to spot photo ops. Got it. Oh, sick, good timing. Okay, grabbed one. This is the skylift that I was talking about. Okay, while we wait for the next one, let's see what other shots we can get. We use a bit of framing here and there, add a little bit of layering wherever possible. There we go, there's another one coming. Perfect. Quite like it when it's all the way zoomed in actually, that's a cool look. The compression makes it look quite interesting. What's been useful for me in order to find all of these photo locations has been this Chinese social media app called Xiaohongshu, the little red book. I would say it's probably a mix of like Instagram / Twitter, but like in China. And they have these really detailed breakdowns of where to find things. Unlike in the West, where people tend to more gatekeep photography locations, or you just give a vague description of where something is. But in China, you often have these really detailed breakdowns of where to turn, you know, this is exactly how you get there. Sometimes they even give you the coordinates to places. Now, it's obviously quite challenging if you don't know how to speak Chinese, but I thought I'd mention that this has been extremely helpful in me finding spots like the one that we're about to go to. Let's walk up here and find a very specific staircase that they told us to go to. It's actually very useful. There's no way I would have found this in a million years. And look at this place. Look how densely populated everything is. It's actually just insane. But these are all flats. There's probably a couple of thousand people like in our field of vision right now. Apparently, we have to climb up a couple of flights of stairs to reach this location. Let's see what this is saying. Oh, mad. Okay. Sound. This must be the right place then. I'm seeing a couple of big cameras, big lenses. There we go. That's the spot. That's what we wanted. Awesome. Thanks, Chinese social media. This would have been, yeah, unfeasibly hard to find otherwise. Let me position myself over here. Huh?
You shoot over my head, it's nice.
Yeah. No worries.
Short.
从右边来还是？
先从左边来吧。先左边来。
先从左边。哦，你们都知道。哦。
还有这边。
啊，右边还有。谢谢谢谢。How helpful. This guy is a pro. He's got his gloves on and everything. Gloves and telephoto. You know, he's not fucking around. He means business. As promised, we're going to be checking out Chongqing's nighttime scenes. We just got out at the subway station for Chongqing's People Auditorium, which is that building there. Nice little circular, well, not little actually, it's a massive circular temple kind of building. And I'm going to approach it now, see if we can get some cool shots of it. Now, we're under a bit of time pressure. It is currently 8:10 in the evening, but a lot of the lights shut off around 9 and 10 p.m, which is a bit of a shame, but also considering how bright they are and how much electricity they probably pull, understandable. So we're going to try and be efficient and check out as many spots as we can before they turn off the lights tonight. We have reached the People's Auditorium, I believe it's called in English. And as you can see, it's a pretty stunning building. I'm going to try and line up in the middle and get a full shot of it, and then try and isolate some details afterwards. Okay, straight on shot. Vertical, slightly more zoomed in maybe, like this. Be cool if I could get a bit higher up, that would be a good view. But I don't really see any opportunities to do that really. Let's zoom all the way in. Okay, got my relatively simple shots. I'm now going to go down there and see if I can get some interesting compositions, find some frames maybe. Strolling through a nighttime dance session here, which is quite common in Chinese sort of parks and in the evening. Very popular with the elderly population because, well, it's just a good form of exercise, isn't it? Gets you out and moving. Unfortunately, it's a bit dark, otherwise I would have tried to take some action shots of this. It's definitely not something you see every day in the West. I like how reflective the floor is actually. It's almost like it recently rained. That's the kind of effect that I'm getting here. Let me go past the gate and see if I can use it to frame the actual auditorium building. I'm going to make use of the reflective floor a little bit here. Get a wider shot of the auditorium building. Nice light reflections on the floor. Anything here? It's a pretty cool roof. Nice details. Let's see if I can use this gate a little bit to my advantage, because it does scream, use me as a frame. However, in order to do so, I feel like I have to integrate myself into the dancing crowd here to get the shot. Oh man, oh, how about this? Yeah, surely here. Oh yeah, that's sick. I love this. Also, banging tunes in the background. I'm hoping that none of these are copyrighted so I don't get flagged by YouTube. That's okay. Yeah! How hype. Honestly, I could see myself doing that when I'm 70. Let's go for a little chill boogie at the park. One more shot, then we're gonna go to Dajiyuan, which I believe is a theater. I think that's what theater is in Chinese at least. There we can see some real stunning skylines of the city. I used to think that the Shanghai skyline was like the most, amazing or the craziest skyline out there, but Chongqing skyline is actually on track, and you'll see what I mean when I get there. Now it is 8:30 now. I've got an hour left before the big bridge shuts off the lights, and that's an integral part to the shot that I'm trying to get. So let's jump on the tube again. Okay, it is 9:06. We might have enough time. We have arrived at the Grand Theatre stop, and I'm just outside the Agricultural Bank of China, which is going to be our first shot location. Now I think I need to go on this ramp. Am I allowed to go on this ramp? I am not sure, but no one's stopping me so far, so let's go for it. Ooh, it looks promising. Yes, that's the shot I wanted. Okay, let me go find myself a good location. Look at that. Crazy bridge, crazy buildings, crazy skyline. No way. You're kidding. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought the lights on the bridge just went off as I got myself in the right position, but it looks like it's just going for a little flashing animation type thing. That's okay. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go to f4, ISO 2000, slow my shutter speed a little bit. Let's make sure I don't lose my camera. Oh, can I take a long exposure here? Do you know what? I think I can. This ramp is going to do very nicely. I slow my shutter speed down to 5 seconds. That should be all right. Look at that. Crazy views. Head down a bit more towards the river. See if I can get a bit closer to that view. Literally running through the station because I got about 15 more minutes before they shut the lights off. I think I need to go to a different exit. I can see lots of people, which means I'm along the right tracks finally. Fuck me. It's too hot to be running like this. We've hit a bit of congestion. Can't really speed up anymore. 5 minutes to go. Oh, I need to go way further down. Shit. Okay, well, let's take a quick frame shot here. Okay, here we are. Holy shit. What time is it? Oh, I don't even want to look. I mean, look at that, eh? Let me take some shots here while I'm in time. It does look really cool. I just wish I had a bit more time so it's not as rushed of an experience. It's not long. The lights are going to go off on this bridge as well. I have to do all that climb back up just for this one picture. That's what I call dedication. It's all for your entertainment. So if you appreciate this content and you're enjoying the video, this will be a great moment to press that like button and the subscribe button. Because I'm out here sweating my ass off. Oh, okay, I think I'm close enough now. And ideally I'll be even closer. Oh, a bit of a reflection, you know. Wait, that's quite good. Oh, that's sick. Okay, sorry, I'm so out of breath. That was far too hectic for my liking. I'll get closer to the Peng puddle. You know me, love a good puddle. Oh, nice ship in the distance there, that's perfect. These might be some of the favorite photos I've ever taken. This is incredible. I can see a guy stood in the water trying to get fish with a net. I wonder if I can grab his silhouette from here. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's sick. Oh my days. That was far too hectic. There was a lot of running being done off camera, I can assure you. But I made it, got the shots, I'm happy. And FYI, this whole time I have definitely been feeling the hot pot from earlier today. It feels like my stomach is on fire and I urgently need to find myself a restroom. But got the shots, happy days. I'm gonna cross over the river now to the other side and go check out that cluster of golden buildings up close. What a cool building in the middle of the city. It's actually in the middle of a bunch of skyscrapers. This looks a bit out of place, to be honest. Let's take a quick shot of it. Alright, we've arrived at the other side of the river now. This is the famous site here in Chongqing, Hongya Cave, or Hongyadong in Chinese. And I'm just realizing the bridge is still lit up. After all this running, for some reason it's just on for way longer than it should be. Normally it shuts off at 9:30, but yeah, it's been an hour and it's still on. So I know what that's about, but I'm not gonna complain. I got my shots. I'm gonna get more right over here. Absolutely insane cluster of buildings. The amount of lights here is just, yeah. I mean, you can see for yourself. Here you should be able to tell why they call it a mountain city. So I was basically on what I thought was the ground floor, but look, I step onto this terrace bit here to take a shot, and the ground floor all of a sudden is all the way down there and I'm all the way up top. So the relative height at which you are is constantly changing. And I'm actually going to have to go all the way down there onto that Skybridge, I don't know if you can see it from here, to take a shot of this cluster of buildings. I'll get a clean shot from here. This is so sick. I love it. I like the look of this building as well. Good lights, good background. Let's keep walking down. It's crazy to see how many photo shoots are going on at the same time. Like, looking around and seeing like easily 5 SLR cameras, got a professional light setups here as well. This is mental. I mean, the shot that I'm about to take is not original by any means. I've seen it a million times on Chinese social media, but I mean, it's popular for a bloody good reason. It is an amazing shot. It's actual sensory overload. Like I've got my AirPods in with noise cancelling because of all the noise here, just to sort of reduce it just a little bit, because otherwise it's just too much. The brain's going to explode. Yeah, I mean, if you're into cityscape, nightscape kind of photography, this place is a dream. Love the steam coming off the fruit here. Yeah, this is an accurate representation of what this cluster building looks like. Absolutely nuts.